Fox News alert. The New York Times is reporting tonight that RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel is set to step down from her role after the South Carolina primaries. This comes after mounting pressure from inside of the party, including from former President Donald Trump, who said earlier this week he wanted to see changes at the RNC.
Yeah. Ronna McDaniel is apparently stepping down. It's about time, right? It is about darn time. Goodness gracious. Hey, love to hear it, though. Love to hear it. Like, share, comment, and, of course, hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive into this good news. All right? Trump meets with Ronna McDaniel, then says he'll be recommending RNC changes. Donald Trump met with Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel Monday, one day after the former president said he expected there to be changes at the RNC. The meeting, which took place at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, was confirmed by two people familiar with the discussion. After the meeting, Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social that McDaniel was his friend, but he said he would be calling for changes to the committee following the South Carolina GOP primary on February 24th. So in just a couple of weeks, Ronna is now head of the RNC, and I'll be making a decision the day after the South Carolina primary as to my recommendations for RNC growth, he said. So yeah, Ronna is stepping down. And here is Trump's comments that I think they were referencing there in that little bit.
Tougher.
You talk about this optimism ahead that we could see some relief, but the RNC doesn't seem to be so strong. I mean, the Democrats have all the money. Look at what we see. We got the Democrats actually with the money and spending it. The RNC seeking credit lines. The RNC reported its lowest bank balance at the point in any year in 2016. Comerica says Michigan GOP defaulted on a loan of $500,000.
So I have a lot of money, and the money that they get, people are not looking at the RNC. They want changes. You have to understand, I have nothing to do with the RNC. I'm separate.
How's Ronna McDaniel doing?
I think she did great when she ran Michigan for me. I think she did okay initially in the RNC. I would say right now there'll probably be some changes made. Tougher.
Probably be some changes made, and change is gonna come. Change is on the way. And, you know, I'm not too familiar with Ronna McDaniel, right? Once again, I am still new to politics. And so I wasn't aware of, like, all of this other stuff that was going on with Ronna McDaniel. Like this interview, which, for me, if I had known this before, I would have already known she wasn't going to be any good. Check it out.
What do these pictures have in common? Let's see.
I don't know. Yeah, there is a familiar theme here. I'm very happy to add a feminine touch to this wall.
The Republican National Committee has a new face with a familiar name, Ronna Romney McDaniel.
Your uncle ran for president, so did your grandpa.
Yeah, and my mom ran for Senate, and my dad had run for Attorney General, and I thought, I've got to go get into party politics so I can figure out how to win and get some of my family members across.
Nah. Nope. You did an interview with Dana Bash? Yeah. If I had known that, I would have known you were no good from the start. And take a look at the alleged spending of the RNC recently. Ronna McDaniel I can't even talking like Joe Biden. Ronna McDaniel's RNC seeks new credit line to help climb out of money hole. Meanwhile, in 5 years, the RNC spent $3.1 million on private jet services. Wow. $1.3 million on limousine and chauffeur services. Goodness gracious. $17 million on donor momentum It's gotta be a joke. $750,000 on floral arrangements? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. $80,000 in alcohol related expenditure. What are y'all drinking? 80,000? 80K. Bro, we got some water that's goodness gracious, and 400,000 on luxury entertainment. Wow. Here's a comparison to the DNC though. Okay, total spending. Okay, so this spending from October 20th, 2022 to November 30th, 2023. 128, 156. Let's take a look. Office supplies. Yo, yeah. What are you buying for the office that costs $297,000 in comparison to the DNC's $45,000? What are you buying? Like, are you buying like the desktop computers? Like and I don't mean like desktop computers. I mean like the desk, the types of, I don't know. Have you guys ever seen like the desk that like is a computer by itself? Like the computer is inside of the desk. Yeah, it's some fancy stuff. Exactly. Is that what they're buying? $297,000 for office supplies? Yo, what is, bro, who are they paying to consult them? Who are they paying? $1 million on management consulting compared to the DNC's $114,000. Who are they paying? Donor gifts, $615,000 to $502,000. That's not that big of a difference. I won't cry too much over that one. But take a look at this one. Floral arrangements, $70,000 compared to $795,000. You tell me, what in the world do flowers have to do with? This is a joke. And anybody that's ever bought flowers, fellas, we know this. You know what I'm saying? You bought flowers for your lady. Flowers are expensive for no reason. I'm like, yo, bro, some roses, son, like 100. Man, boy, I tell you, I'm about to go outside in this backyard, pick a couple dandelions. I'll wrap them up real nice with a bow and everything, you know. Might even dye them red or something, you know. Make them look like roses. Not really, but they'll be the color of roses, right? Because flowers are expensive, man. And you can tell by their budget. $70,000. Wasted money. Voter file maintenance. $40,000 compared to $235,000. You got media, which there's a huge discrepancy there. The DNC spending a lot of money there, and we ain't spending really anything. So how about we take these floral arrangements away? Because who cares about flowers? You don't need flowers to get business done, okay? Flowers ain't got anything to do with getting some business done. And let's dump this money down here into the voter file maintenance so we can match that. Media booking consultants. Why are we spending money there? The DNC spends $0, so we should be spending $0 there too. Move that money to somewhere else. DNC spent $7,000 on limousines, while the RNC spent $263,000. Yeah. And here's where the big spending comes from. So the RNC spent $86,000. DNC spent $1.6 million, nearly $1.7 million. Yeah. Right there. Matter of fact, let me make this bigger for y'all so y'all can see that. That's probably better. That's probably a lot better. Yeah, y'all can see everything clear now. Pause the video if you need to, baby. Pause the video if you need to. I apologize about that. I didn't realize I could make that much bigger. Yeah, now everybody can see what's going on. Transfer to state parties. There's a little bit of a discrepancy there, but that GOTV texting, wow. Goodness gracious. Huge difference. Huge difference. Like I said, pause it if you need to take a look at that. So yeah, a lot of wasted spending from the RNC. But you know, I want to play this clip for you guys. Check this out.
All right, it finally happened. Ronna McDaniel is officially leaving, resigning the RNC. Look, I don't say this often in politics. I don't wish her any bad will, but at a certain point, some people get it and some people don't. And it's very obvious that the grassroots is having a revolution right now. Vivek should take so much credit. People like Charlie, Tyler Boyer, over at Turning Point Action and the things that they have built. This is a moment where the Democrats should be shaking in their boots because Republicans are finally growing a spine. I'm not talking about those in Congress sending millions or billions of our dollars overseas. I'm talking about the grassroots GOP is rising up. Ronna McDaniel is gone, and now is the opportunity to get somebody in that position that understands it's going to take hard work. It's not going to be easy, but we have to match the Democrats at their own game.
Facts. I definitely agree with the brother there. The Democrats should be very afraid. Very afraid. We have a grassroots movement that really has some serious legs. I mean, think about it. You know, for a long time, the establishment really controlled, the Republican Party. It still does to an extent, right? But you guys remember that guy by the name of Kevin McCarthy? You know, that guy that they basically forced upon us, even though we told them we don't want him, right? There were so many polls that were out that, you know, oh, McCarthy. No, absolutely not. I almost cursed. H-double hockey sticks, no, right? No. But they gave him to us anyway. And then he was gone. Can't do that on the Democrat side, right? They don't care about what their voters say. They don't care. Because if they did, they wouldn't even have Joe Biden running right now. But that's a story for another day. I like Joe Biden. Keep Joe Biden on the ticket. I like that. You know? Totally lost my train of thought. Goodness gracious. Well, where was I going with this? Goodness gracious. They don't care about what their voters have to say because Joe Biden is still on the ticket, obviously. And then now we have Ronna McDaniel gone, okay, who a lot of folks wanted gone. So now the pressing question is, who should be next up? Who should replace Ronna McDaniel? And there have been two names that have come up quite a lot. And it's these two folks. Harmeet Dillon and Scott Presler. And you guys may be familiar with both of them, but you should be familiar with Scott Presler because I've talked about Scott Presler quite a bit more recently. Because one of the things that I've seen from Scott Presler, and I'm trying to pull up the there's some polls that were all over the place for Scott Presler versus Harmeet Dillon. As a matter of fact, I started a poll on Twitter. You can see it here, right here. You can go and follow me right there. You can see it on your screen at The Real Doc Rich. All right. Right now, it's tied. Literally tied. Granted, only 15 people have voted so far. So head over to X. I guess it's called X. I shouldn't call it Twitter. And let me know who you think. Also, let me know in the comment section. But I'm trying to figure out how I saw all of those. Because I was scrolling through and saw a bunch of polls for who should be the next RNC chair. Actually, I think I remember how I did it. It was here. Similar post. Okay, so Mike Lindell is a name that's been coming up. Where are these polls at? Okay, so here's one. Looks like Lee Zeldin won this one. So what do you guys think about Lee Zeldin? If you don't know who Lee Zeldin is, he's the guy that ran for governor of New York against Kathy Hochul and nearly won in New York, right? New York State, the blue state. Lee Zeldin nearly won. Well, when I say nearly, I mean like it was like a 9-point spread or 8-point spread, but it's New York we're talking about here. That should easily have been double digits plus some, like high teens, right? So Lee Zeldin came moderately close to winning that election in New York against Kathy Hochul. So here's another one. Scott Presler won this one. Who is my personally? Scott Presler is my pick. Now I do want to say this. I could be wrong about Scott Presler, right? I've never met the guy a day in my life. All I know about Scott Presler is what I see. About what he posts, and the guy is literally everywhere. I mean, from one side of the country to the other, out in the streets, getting people registered to vote for Trump. I mean, the guy's been doing some fantastic work. I mean, I don't even know if this guy has a legitimate home at this point because he's on the road so much. It's honestly incredible. But for right now, that's definitely my pick, Scott Presler. So he won that one. Scott Presler won this one as well. This is an old poll of mine from a long time ago. Let's see here. Looks like Other won this one for RNC chair. You had Kevin McCarthy, Harmeet Dillon, Lee Zeldin, and Other. So maybe that was a Scott Presler vote there. So possibly he won that one. Harmeet Dillon won this one. Lee Zeldin. That's shocking. Lee Zeldin. Scott Presler here is another one. Scott Presler again. Harmeet Dillon. Yes, I mean, we're kind of all over the place a little bit, guys. I'll be honest with you. Harmeet Dillon again. We're kind of all over the place with this one. Harmeet Dillon. There's one. There's another one. Lee Zeldin. Here's one for Harmeet Dillon. But this one, well, this is old. This is from 2022. I guess I should have checked the dates on those. Yeah, these are old. These don't count. Those are from 2022. This one does. This one doesn't. So the Harmeet Dillon, that comes down a little bit. I should have been checking the dates on those. Those were old. Here's one for Scott Presler from 10 hours ago. Harmeet Dillon. No, that one's from a year ago. That one doesn't count. Old. Definitely old. 2016. Goodness gracious. Let's see. So it looks like that's about all of them. Oh, here's one from 14 hours ago. Scott Presler. So it looks like we're all over the place, guys. So my question to you all is, who is your pick for RNC chair? Who should replace Ronna McDaniel? Like I said, my personal pick would be Scott Presler. I feel like that'd be a great pick. I wouldn't be disappointed with Harmeet Dillon. Okay. The Lee Zeldin one confuses me a little bit. I'm not super familiar with Lee Zeldin. Obviously, I know he ran for governor of New York and whatnot, and I've checked him out a little bit here or there, and I liked some of the things that he said, but I haven't really seen him a whole lot since, right? Actually, other than when Trump won Iowa, I think Lee Zeldin was one of the people that spoke at Trump's speech after he won Iowa. But other than that, I haven't really seen him. I see Scott Presler all the time, going all over the place, getting people registered. So, yeah, who's your pick, guys? Who's your pick? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know why. Why is that individual your pick? Talk to me. Peace and love. I'm out.